we need to pray about what the media is doing to Senator John McCain's vice presidential pick, Sarah Palin's daughter, Bristol Palin. You know, the girl's 17 years old. Is that right? She's pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant. She's pregnant by some guy named Levi, and he's a hockey player or something like that. And anyway, she's pregnant. The senator knew she was pregnant when he asked Palin to be his vice presidential running mate. She knew it. They all knew it. It wasn't anything that they were trying to hide. But the media is jumping all over this and trying to make it look like a poor judgment issue on behalf of the senator and on behalf of the vice presidential pick, Sarah Palin. I mean, they're really riding this down the road like it's okay. But hey, I want to say something. I know what the deal is. Now, I know what the deal is. The deal is that the media is in the tank for Obama. They want to make Obama look good and they want to make McCain look bad. But hey, listen, post this up. Hey, John Roberts, Wolf Blitzer, Keith Olbermann, Chris Matthews, all you folk on NBC and CBS and ABC. Hey, listen, post this up on your evening broadcast. Obama's mama was trash. Obama mama got pregnant with him out of wedlock. That's right. And Obama's mama was only 17 years old when she got knocked up by that African from over there in Kenya. And the difference between Obama's mama and Bristol Palin is that Obama's mama was trash. I mean, she was dirt. She was a bag of trash sitting on the sidewalk, waiting there in Honolulu on one of those streets for the garbage truck to come by and pick her up and take her to the dump. Rather than the garbage truck coming by, a man named Barack Obama Sr. from Kenya. This man who died in a violent accident at the age of 46 years of age, who had 2 iron legs in Kenya. He lost his legs in a violent automobile accident driving drunk there in Kenya. The man was a pathetic alcoholic. He had children. I'm talking about Obama. You see that boy y'all talking about, y'all want to be President Barack Hussein Obama? His daddy was a pathetic alcoholic. He died in a violent automobile accident. First, he had a violent automobile accident and the car pinned his legs and they had to amputate both his legs. And this is going back to the 1960s now in Kenya, so they gave him 2 iron legs. But he kept drinking and driving, and finally he killed himself with those 2 iron legs in an automobile. The man was a pathetic loser, couldn't keep a job, knocking up women all over the Kenyan village of Africa. That's Obama's father. Well, he knocked up Obama's mama when she was 17 and then ran off and left her claiming he was going to study economics at Harvard. So now, listen, post this up. Now, we got to post this up. Got to get this up. Got to get this out, because if they want to attack Sarah Palin and her daughter Bristol, who is not trash. And listen, when I stated about a year ago that Obama's mama was trash, it did not mean, nor did I intend to convey that any white woman was trash, or that every white woman was trash, or any white woman that got pregnant without being married was trash. I never intended to convey that. That was never my intent. My mama told me, and I trust my mama, and her mama told her, and she trusts her mama, and I trust both of them. But my mama told me back in the 50s and the 60s, the only kind of white woman that would take up with a black man back in the 50s and the 60s was a trashy white woman. The only kind of white woman that would take up with a black man in the 50s and the 60s was a sloozy, was a floozy, was a low-life snail-eating white woman. That's the kind of woman that Obama's mama was. And that's what my mama told me. And if you don't like it, go tell my mama that you don't like it. But my mama told me, and my mama's mama told her, and all the mamas in the community of black saw those trashy white women women hanging around on the outskirts of town called the Black Bottom, where the black men live, hanging around on the outside of skirts of town with their skirts jacked up and their breasts showing, hoping that some of these black men would take an interest in. They were nothing but trash. Well, Obama's mama was nothing but trash. And she picked up with that African in heat, if you will, low-life, pathetic loser, drunkard. And I made the statement that Obama was born trash. Well, let's just look at the equation. His father, it is documented, was a pathetic loser, an alcoholic who couldn't hold a job, had 2 iron legs when he finally killed himself in an automobile accident. That's his daddy. That's what we got from the heritage of his daddy. His mama got knocked up by this low life, this low living, alcoholic, pathetic African who was already married to several other women back in Africa when she lay down with him, when she wallowed in the mire with him, when she laid in the hog path with him and got knocked up with him. She was trash. That doesn't mean that Sarah Palin is, nor that her daughter. There is a distinct difference, and it needs to be clear. So now, if you want to talk about something, hey, let's talk about that. Hey, listen, Pastor Manning's got a new statement out about Obama's mama being the trashiest thing since the Staten Island landfill. Obama's mama, if you want to talk about Sarah Palin, if you want to talk about Bristol Palin, and by the way, those of y'all who think that the media is not going to run her down, you got another thing coming. They're going to run this thing as long as they can run it. And every time they mention it, post me up. Every time they mention it, send this posting over to them and see what will happen from there. Leave Bristol Palin alone. Otherwise, find out what your daughter's been doing. Yeah, let's find out what John Roberts, you got a daughter? Hey, Wolf Blitzer, you got a Donna Brazile? Let's find out what y'all's homosexual children are doing. Hey, come on, let's find out what the children of these news reporters, Keith Olbermann, Chris Matthews, let's find out what your deranged, drug-dealing, Satan-worship, homosexual, sodomizing children, what are your children doing? What are they doing? Let's see if we can't get that up on the internet. Let's go to Facebook and see what are your young ones doing. Yeah, why don't we do that? Since it's public nonsense, everybody's children a public property, let's find out what your drug-using, Satanist, homosexual bestiality children are doing and what you are doing to them. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Might as well get it all out in the open, don't you think? Might as well bring it up, since you want to bring it out about Bristol Palin. Let's see what your young'uns are doing. Yeah, what's good for the goose ought to be good for the gander. Pot shouldn't be able to call the kettle black without expecting the same kind of a response. So, you want to talk about Bristol Palin? Let's talk about that piece of trash called Obama's mama. Want to talk about Bristol Palin? Let's talk about that trash that hatched Obama. Yeah. Want to talk? Let's get down and dirty. If you want to get down and dirty, come on. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing. But you won't start something. It's sure enough. You can start it. I'll end it for you. So, there you have it.